روز پنجشنبه 19 شهریور ماه در واشنگتن در جلسه استماع کمیته خارجی کنگره آمریکا، کریستوفر هیل سفیر ایالات متحده آمریکا در عراق در مورد مأموریت 4 ماه و نیمه خود در عراق گزارش داد. در جریان برگزاری این جلسه نمایندگان کنگره آمریکا و اعضای ارشد کمیته خارجی کنگره از هر دو حزب دموکرات و جمهوری‌خواه به طرح سوالات متعدد در مورد حمله وحشیانه نیروهای عراقی به اشرف و عملکرد و موضع آمریکا پرداختند. توجه شما را به گزارشی از این جلسه استماع که بستگان ساکنان اشرف نیز در آن شرکت داشتند جلب می‌کنیم.
U.S. strategy must include a training mission that will help Iraq become truly independent, not only of U.S. forces, but in dealing with the ambitions of all of its neighbors. With respect to those neighbors, particularly Iran, I'm concerned about Iraqi actions being undertaken at the behest of the Iranian regime with respect to Ashraf. And on that issue, Mr. Ambassador, what specific measures have been undertaken in the interim to ensure that the rights of the residents in the camp are being preserved, especially against their involuntary repatriation to Iran? Given the detentions of dozens of Ashraf residents, what is the position of the State Department on this situation? How is the United States protecting Ashraf residents from physical and other harm? And as we can see, we have some folks in the audience who are concerned with that as well. Mr. Ambassador, these requirements raise the following questions. Does the U.S. have a strategy, an integrated civil military plan that is operational for overseeing the transition from a Defense Department to a State Department-led mission? How will the State Department take over the lead from the U.S. military?
Mr. Chairman, I am concerned about Iranian influence in Iraq, directly and indirectly, the violence they're causing, and also the influence on now the Iraqi security forces, specifically Camp Ashraf, when on July the 28th, the security forces came into Camp Ashraf, killed 11 people, captured these 36, now holding them even though an Iraqi judge has ordered these individuals to be released 2 weeks ago. They're still in captivity. And what obligation other than a letter that has been sent by the State Department to the Iraqi government to do the right thing and obey the law that's obviously been filed, what are we doing to make sure we have the ability to secure the safety of these people, especially as we turn down or leave the area next year and the year after? We have the moral and legal obligation to secure the safety of these individuals. What are we doing?
I think others have mentioned this. Mr. Ambassador, we look forward to hearing from you about what's happening at Camp Ashraf and really join in expressing concern about the violation of Geneva Convention and hope that the United States can put appropriate pressure on the Iraqis to act in a humane way and consistent with the conventions. So look forward to hearing from you about that as well as other things. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, the Iranian government still are involved in Iraq. They have sent explosive form projectiles into Iraq, and it was reported, I think just today, if I'm not mistaken, that they have found these Iranian-produced EFPs in Afghanistan as well. And the president's anticipating sending more troops over there, and we must stop Iran's involvement in both Iraq and Afghanistan.
Let me say the other thing that is disturbing to me is, of course, that we have seen this attack on Camp Ashraf, and I would hope that you take back with you to the Iraqi government that there are senior members of the United States Congress that are watching what they're doing and going in and taking prisoners from that camp in order to do the Iranian mullahs a favor is not acceptable. Their human rights are being violated as far as what we can see, and we should put an emphasis on that as well.
The Iranian government wants to develop nuclear weapons. They are involved in involved in Iraq directly and indirectly. They cause mischief. They kill people. And now they're involved in Camp Ashraf with influence on the Iraqi government. Apparently the United States knew that there was trouble in Camp Ashraf, that there might be some type of problem. And of course, there was a problem with the invasion of the Iraqi security forces, killing 11 people, capturing 36 others. Been ordered by a judge to release these people. They're still in captivity, and we have the legal and moral obligation, right or wrong. We're in that situation to protect Camp Ashraf. We're on our way out. How do we know that this camp with these Iranian dissidents will be secure, that their lives are not in jeopardy? Is the Fourth Geneva Convention going to use this as a designated persons and make sure that we as the United States push to protect these individuals? My personal opinion is our quarrel is not with Iranians, either in Iraq or Iran or Iraq. Our quarrel is with the government. And so what are we doing specifically to make sure that the people of Camp Ashraf are safe when we leave town?
Well, first of all, we sought and received written assurances from the government of Iraq that it will treat the Mujahideen al-Khalq humanely and will not forcibly transfer them to any other country. Not forcibly transfer them to any other country. So,
excuse me, just to clarify the question or the answer. Was this before or after the security forces came into Camp Ashraf that we got this assurance?
This was before, because the UN mandate for us to be responsible for this camp ended at the end of 2008. After 2008, that is starting January 1 this year, it is the sovereign and sole responsibility of the Iraqi government. And because of that, we sought from them written assurances they would treat them humanely and that they would not forcibly repatriate them where they could be tortured or persecuted based on their religious or political beliefs.
It doesn't appear that they had been treated humanely if 11 of them were murdered and 36 others were arrested.
Well, on July 28th, Iraqi forces went in to try to set up a police station. They regarded that as an exercise of their sovereignty because Ashraf is in Iraq. Did we know about that before it happened? I understand that they told us that yes, they were going to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. As you are well aware, the operation of setting up this police station resulted in violence and the deaths of several of the residents. The United States gave immediate medical attention to the injured and provided medical supplies and expertise to the clinic there. We also evacuated most seriously injured to U.S. medical facilities. We have continued, the U.S. has continued to monitor the treatment of the 36 Mujahideen al-Khalq members who were arrested on charges relating to the rioting and illegal residence in Iraq. So we have continued to monitor them, and we have continuously and clearly told the Iraqi government of our interest in their treatment. I can assure you, sir, that we are continuing to be in touch with the Iraqi government and urge that they live up to their written assurances to us with respect to the treatment of individuals and especially to the issue of repatriation, because it is repatriation that I think we have to make sure does not happen.
Let me ask you a question. Limited time I have left. Let's just cut to the chase. When we leave, what is your personal opinion about the safety of the people in Camp Ashraf?
Well,